Another footage of the large-scale offensive of the occupying Russian army near the village of Andeyevka in eastern Donetsk region has been released. Fighters from the 33rd, 46th and 148th Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces have repelled the attack by destroying a large number of armored combat vehicles and infantry of the advancing Russian army with artillery and drone strikes. All the vehicles participating in the attack were destroyed by explosions. It should be noted that the occupying Russian army also attempted to advance with armored vehicles towards the village of Novopavlovka in Donetsk region. This attack was also prevented by Ukrainian fighters. Footage has been released from the area around the village of Demidovka in Russia's Belgorod region, where fighting has been underway for more than 2 weeks. Drone footage and footage shared by Telegram channels close to the Russian military show the destruction of dragon teeth barriers on the border. Russian Air Force helicopters regularly fly over the area, where a large number of armored vehicles belonging to both sides have been destroyed. It should be noted that the Ukrainian army crossed the Russian border into the Belgorod region in March and took control of several settlements in the area. Ukrainian troops also destroyed bridges used by the Russian army to transport military supplies in the region, using its main aircraft.
Ukrainian troops destroyed a heavy mechanized bridge that Russian forces had installed to cross the Oskil River near the town of Dvorichna in Kharkiv Oblast. The Kortitsia Operational Strategic Group reported recently. In addition to the bridge strike, Ukraine's defense forces successfully repelled enemy infantry assaults near the settlements of Kamyanka, Pichane, Petropavlivka, and Zarizove. According to the Kortitsia Group, Russian forces continue to rely on outdated armored equipment, including modified T-55 tanks, repurposed to transport troops to frontline positions and staging areas. Earlier, Ukrainian Air Force Sukhoi Su-27 fighters, modified to lob American and French-made precision glide bombs, are blowing up bridges in western Russia. At least 2 bridges in Grafovka and Nadezdovka destroyed by Ukrainian troops. Dropping bridges over the Siversky Donets River and other waterways in Belgorod and Kursk could be the key to this effort. The Kursk operation, which kicked off in August, failed in part because Ukrainian forces were unable to prevent Russian forces from crossing the Seam River on the western side of the Ukrainian-held salient. The Russians closed in from the west, eventually deploying an elite drone force that severed the main supply line into the salient, destroying hundreds of Ukrainian vehicles and ultimately forcing the Ukrainian survivors out of Kursk. Clearly, Kiev's troops are determined to avoid a repeat of their defeat in Kursk. It's not yet apparent how grand the Ukrainians' ambitions are in Belgorod. The current incursion may, by design, be brief and shallow. But if they do aim to occupy a meaningful portion of Belgorod, they'll need the region's rivers to work for them. Modified to carry Hammer glide bombs from France and similar joint direct attack munitions and small diameter bombs from the United States, the Su-27s are equipped for the task. But flying close enough to western Russia to target its bridges is dangerous, even for the speedy, maneuverable Su-27s. Fortunately, their pilots have help. While the Su-27s lack self-protection systems such as radar jammers, the jets are now flying alongside ex-European Lockheed Martin F-16s and ex-French Mirage 2000s that do have highly capable jammers and can extend their electronic protection to nearby planes, including Su-27s. We carry out flights to cover our other combat brothers, the MiG-29s and Su-27s. One Ukrainian F-16 pilot said in a recent official interview, "The complex strike planning with different plane types supporting each other appears to be working. Days or even weeks into the bridge bombing campaign, the Ukrainians haven't yet lost any jets."